Hey everybody, welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. Today I wanted to post a quick video about HeroQuest. Now I, like many gamers my age, have a special place in my heart for HeroQuest. Even today, I can vividly remember Christmas morning 1989, sitting under the twinkling lights of the tree with my family gathered around, the smell of the turkey trailing through from the kitchen, the taste of the last advent calendar chocolate still coating the inside of my mouth, the central heating dialed up so you could smell the warmth in the air, and the crunch of the wrapping paper as I ripped open my brand new copy of HeroQuest, the only thing I had asked for and the only thing I really wanted that year. Over the next year I played the heck out of that game, because HeroQuest wasn't just a board game, it was a portal into another world, a way to escape into another plane of existence where it was possible to fight deadly enemies and write a legend of bravery to echo through the years. And echo it did, as HeroQuest was the first stepping stone on the path to where I am today. It was the catalyst for a lifelong love of board games and high adventure in worlds of magic. Eventually I went to university, and as I have lamented many times on my blog, that was the point when I thought I was supposed to grow up and I sold every board game and miniature in my collection. I used the money to buy beer, and it was a poor trade. So after finishing university and realising that nothing changes and I was still the same nerd I was before, I started to accumulate old games I had once loved and lost. HeroQuest was always on the list of games I had to reacquire, but somehow I just never got around to it. Fast forward to 2013, and a company called GameZone Miniatures claims to be making a special 25th anniversary edition of HeroQuest. Cue much excitement and general cheering, and then much hand-wringing as potential legal problems became apparent. The story of GameZone and their attempts to make a special anniversary edition of a game they didn't have the rights to is a long and painful one, and even now the saga isn't over. After being kicked off several crowdfunding platforms, GameZone did manage to successfully raise the money they needed, but no game has yet materialised. Some people argue GameZone will produce the game and do have the rights. Others counter-argue. Everybody spouts bits of copyright and trademark law they read on the internet. Everybody feels bad, but nothing changes the fact. Quite a few people sunk quite a lot of money into a project, and right now they have nothing to show for it. If you want to know more about this complete fiasco, there's plenty of information out there. Honestly, I don't have the strength to go through it all, and it's not my place to talk further on it, because thankfully, I learned long ago about things that walk like a duck and sound like a duck, and I stayed well clear of GameZone. I pretty much gave up on the idea of a new edition of HeroQuest. The rights to the name were a bit of a legal minefield that seemed like a messy hill for a games company to die on. Then earlier in 2020, I heard a rumour that Restoration Games had filed to register the trademark of HeroQuest Legacies. This sounded promising. Restoration Games is the company responsible for bringing classic games like Dark Tower and Fireball Island to Kickstarter with great success. They take old properties and overhaul the mechanisms for the modern marketplace. The problem there? Well, I don't back Kickstarter campaigns. I may have mentioned this once or twice before. Furthermore, if HeroQuest comes back, I sort of want it to be the game it was. If they overhaul the rules, there's a chance it's going to lose what nostalgic appeal it has. And with the word legacies in the trademark registration, there's a good chance what they're picturing isn't what fans of the classic HeroQuest are picturing. But never mind all that, because this weekend something strange and potentially very interesting happened. Hasbro, under the Avalon Hill branch, posted a web page. I'll put the link in the video description. The page is a simple countdown clock underneath the classic HeroQuest logo next to an image of the Witch King. By the time I publish this video, there'll be around 9 days left on the clock. That's exciting, right? It looks like someone has finally got those ducks in a row. They've traversed the minefield. It really does look like there's a new edition of HeroQuest on the way. But what will that new edition be? So far we've seen one piece of art, and it has that typical mobile app style that appeals to the modern generation of gamers and lacks the realistic feel of the original game's evocative art. And then you have to worry about rules. If they keep them the same, how can HeroQuest possibly hope to challenge the modern wave of dungeon crawlers? If they upgrade them, how many old school gamers are going to be deeply disappointed that the game they have waited for so long isn't the same game they remember? And it's not like there's going to be any femurs in it either. It turns out, beyond the minefield, there's just another minefield. I will remain cautiously optimistic, and I will watch this space. And once we know more, you can be sure that I will be talking about it here on the channel. But I know that any dish where a main ingredient is nostalgia often ends up tasting rather bitter. I loved HeroQuest. I still love HeroQuest. But I love the original Warhammer Quest too, despite the fact I don't think it's aged well at all, and I know that love is rooted in memories of my childhood. Old game mechanisms that fired your imagination as a child are simply that, old. And if I'm honest, really honest, I don't want Avalon Hill and Hasbro to sell me a copy of HeroQuest. I want them to sell me a time capsule, a doorway to a place that doesn't exist outside of my own head. I want them to sell me Christmas Morning, 1989. And I'm really not sure any company is capable of that.